I need to learn more about that. All right, we are going to be live. It's going to take me just a second to put it onto the website, but you are on the internet in just a few moments here. Let's see. There you are.
All right.
All right. So now do show video URL and put it in there. No, that wasn't it. Copy the URL. Hi, everybody on the internet. Give us just a moment. You're looking at the Casual Coalition there. Wave, guys. I don't know.
Hi.
People might be watching. I don't know.
Hi.
Yes. No.
This is us waving.
There we go. Okay. And update. Okay, there. That should work. So now we should be live on deadheadland.com and on facebook.com/deadheadland and on youtube.com/deadheadlandfilms if it's all working. So, hi everybody, welcome to the Deadheadland Show.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
We need a theme song. So
Yes, we do.
I talked to Graham a long time ago about a theme song for a show. It was going to be a combination of Dark Star going, or ABC World News Tonight going into Dark Star. It'd be like dun 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 dun. But you know, I had this problem with like stealing other people's work. It's probably copyrighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Let's do it in a different key.
Yeah.
Anyways, hi. This is Craig MacArthur, otherwise known as C-Mac,
Hi, everybody.
and Scott Gooberman, Goobs or Scott or
Hi, everybody.
Dad or whatever you want to call
I've been
them.
called worse.
Yeah, and they're with the Casual Coalition, which is well, kind of a cool band, but you guys seem to be like the most permanent members. How's that work?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of spawned out of just playing together at Terrapin.
Mhm.
And, you know, when Scott moved here, we started playing a lot of music with each other and just really liked each other's vibes, and just decided to kind of make a band, maybe, you know, write some original music and stuff like that. We each kind of had some songs going around, and the goal was kind of to write some of our own music, and still, you know, play other people's music still, but yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool. So I just always assumed that that's where the casual part of the name comes from, or does the name have another meaning or significance for you?
Well, it really kind of originated from, I think, like either Alex Jarvie or Ross James or Karen Loftus. We were at a bar one night, and I got the nickname Casual Craig. I don't know. I'm kind of casual. And then there was this idea to, you know, if I ever had some type of band to you know, call it like Casual C-Mac or something like that. And then it just started being me and Scott and Brian Rashap and a whole bunch of people that were kind of rotating, and it was kind of a coalition. So that's kind of maybe how the name came about. Yeah.
Well, and I kind of like that format. I mean, for me, one of the as a fan of music, one of the great things that I've experienced at Terrapin over the years is all these different musicians from different bands coming together and playing together. And you guys have formed such a great kind of community of players that can. It's interesting how the pieces fit around. It's just like, to me, it's like the way the Grateful Dead took all the same songs and yet never played the same set list. It's almost like it's never quite the same band. It's always a little bit different.
Yep.
And sometimes I see a combination. It's like, wow, I don't know if I've ever seen those guys play together before, but it's new and exciting. And like tonight, you've got who's playing with you tonight?
We got
Pete Labazzoli and JP McLean both from JGB.
From JGB. So you've got some pretty stellar folks sitting in. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody out there in America has heard of JGB once or twice. You know, Helen Seals of JGB.
We played a festival, about a month ago?
Yeah.
A month or two ago, and it was up in, where was that? Kelseyville?
Kelseyville, yes.
Yeah. And it was the Scott Gooberman band that was billed as, and we liked the night so much, it was so much fun with this same lineup as tonight, and I was like, you know, you guys want to do another show?
Uh-huh.
And so that's how it came about.
Right. And then I guess like because Brian Rashep frequently plays bass with you, but he's also really busy with the Mother Hips, which
Yep.
is
And Phil.
and plays with Phil, or works with Phil
Works
as
for Phil, yeah.
bass tech there. And yeah, and same with Danny Luring, who
Yep.
I know he drums with you a lot, but he's also
Yep.
got his own band, San Geronimo, and other stuff that he does. So
Yeah.
it's nice that you guys all keep so busy.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool. We're all familiar with all the material that we play. You know, one person can't make it to the night because they have another gig or something like that. Someone else can kind of slip in pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you one of the big differences for me also just knowing you guys is you guys are all like working musicians. I've had musician friends all my life, like growing up in LA,
Yeah.
and not always working, and that you guys have gigs, and I think keeps you fresh, keeps you
Yeah.
my 2 bits there. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
This is the most. I mean, ever since I've been working at Terrapin, it's the most I've ever played in my life.
Uh-huh.
You know, I think there was like in 2014, I played over like 200 shows or something like that in 1 year or something like that, or 2015. So that was a lot.
And Craig, what did you do before Terrapin? I mean, you've been well. We won't go into. I've got some stories I could ask you. George Lucas and no, we won't go there. But everybody's got George Lucas stories in Marin.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I meant musically. What were you doing? What was your?
I was in a band called Go by Ocean.
Mhm.
Before that, we were called Acacia.
I should wear my Acacia shirt.
Yeah. That was a band I was in. It was in for a long, long time. Probably since 2004 or 3, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you guys went back that far.
Yeah, well, me and Ryan, the lead singer in Acacia and Go by Ocean, we went to high school together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, that's something I never knew, and
Yeah.
you know, I
Yeah.
knew that Go by Ocean was like, I mean, definitely like Ryan's singing and songwriting are a big feature in that band. So
Totally.
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons I stopped playing, because I was starting to write more music, and you know, it wasn't really, that unit wasn't really, what's the word? Yeah, conducive to writing or having more than one songwriter.
I can
So,
see that.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I felt. I always felt like, not to say one person owns, but it felt like it was Ryan's band.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then I've seen you like over the years in a lot of different things. You were in one of my favorite bands that unfortunately didn't last, which was American Jubilee,
Yep.
and a band with Ross James and
Yep.
Brian Lesh and Graham Lesh,
Mhm.
and I loved that band.
I did too. I didn't want it to end.
That was fun. I remember you guys playing at a High Sierra Music Festival, and I didn't know you were there, and I was backstage. Used to work massage backstage at High Sierra, and suddenly, wait, you guys are playing here? That was so awesome. It was such an exciting moment for me. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun band. Yeah, I definitely miss playing with all those guys for sure.
Yeah. And,
I mean, I still play with like Cofer all. I'm in Colonel and the Mermaids too, so
Mhm.
you know, I get to play with him, and you know, every now and then with Ross, you know, that lives in Colorado now.
Yeah.
So
As I'm well aware. So that in American Jubilee, I know you have more space to do your own songs. That was where I really kind of noticed you as a songwriter, and in fact, your one song that I really liked. What's it called? It's you know that one I really like, right?
Selfish Thing.
Selfish Thing. I was gonna come up with the name. I was just being brain dead. My brain said Simple Thing. And
On
I'm
the
going.
spot.
I know that's not it. You know, Selfish Thing. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, with the American Jubilee was really started. It was when I started writing a lot more stuff, kind of leaving Go by Ocean and coming into American Jubilee, and you know, some of my songs fit a lot better with that group of people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you keep doing some of those songs from that now in.
Yeah, I think
Casual Coalition?
like 1 or 2 from American Jubilee kind of transferred over to the Casual Coalition, and I like them better now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have some other new songs that are Craig songs that are?
Yeah. We've been working on an album of original material of mine for the last almost 3 years now,
Mhm.
and it's just getting mixed and mastered. We got 3 songs done so far, mixed and mastered, but overall we've got I think there's 14 songs that got recorded, and
Wow.
I'm just waiting. It's a big waiting game at this point. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So money and time. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a different thing, music than it used to be. You know.
It really is.
But yeah. Well, very cool. Very cool. Well, let's have you guys switch seats a little bit. I guess it kind of, this is a terrible talk show, but it's just easier to talk to the person that's right there. There you go. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Gooberman now. So, hey, so Scott, your story's a little different because people know your story. You got interviewed by David Gans on Tales of the Golden Road. Everybody heard that, but just give us a short version of it.
I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear it?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it was great. Well, what's the short
Well,
version of the...
Craig knows the story.
I know. Yeah, I was there too for parts of it, but what's the short version of the Scott Gooberman story?
So I was, not that I was never a musician, I was on the East Coast, which is where I grew up. Did a lot of playing with Tom Constantin and Vince Welnick out there. We did some tours, East Coast tours. But
You have a great story about Vince that you don't have to go into right now, but one of these days I want to get you come back and tell me that Vince story again.
Okay,
But...
yeah, I can talk forever.
We're going to save the Vince story though, but...
I'll try and keep this story short.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, I came out here because I was getting older and I just always wanted to play with Phil and, you know, maybe even some other guys from the Grateful Dead. And I had seen what Craig was doing on Facebook and everything that was going on at Terrapin. And,
What was I doing on Facebook?
oh, well, you know, at Terrapin, just
Oh,
people snuck their cameras in because that was a big deal back then.
Oh, yeah.
Their phones, I should say.
Wow.
And
I
so
saw lots of videos of Craig doing little feet there.
well, I was definitely, you know, subscribed to all your stuff and watching everything on Deadheadland. Most of it was, you know, what I was saying was Deadheadland stuff. And, you know, seeing Phil play in the bar and, you know, seeing pictures of him just eating in the bar and all that stuff. And I said to my wife, you know, I've got to somehow let Phil know that, you know, I've been a Deadhead forever, and I just feel like, you know, and I've been playing Grateful Dead music forever, and I just feel like I have this connection all my life, that if I got to play with these guys, we'd make a musical connection that would work. I feel like I get a lot of stuff about the Grateful Dead, you know, so I said, I got to get out here, and I got to at least tell Phil, you know, before I get, you know, really old and die and just never, you know, always wonder, like, what if, you know, I never said anything. So came out here, this was my opportunity, obviously, seeing, you know, how accessible he was, and it was just a vacation, and that was the plan, just to say, hey, Phil, here's my contact info, my card, and I just wanted to let you know that
Call me.
yeah, that I play keyboards, and I'd love to play with you, it's my dream, and so one thing led to another. I had been in contact with Craig through Facebook as well. The miracle of Facebook really brought all this together. And,
See, some good comes from Facebook. Just, you know, a little bit.
And Craig was nice enough to get me to play in the bar with him a couple of times while I was here on vacation. And, you know, again, in different ensembles that was going on. And, you know, everybody seemed to dig it. And, I mean, you know, doing that on a permanent basis was just, you know, a dream come true, and one thing led to another, and, you know, mostly to do with Craig. He, you know, got me enough shows and, you know, made it promising enough for me to say, okay, I'm just going to move here and do it and take my chances and hope everything works out. And here I am 4 years later, and in a solid band with Craig and writing some tunes, which I wasn't writing for a long time, just, you know, mostly what I was doing was Grateful Dead covers, and so this was a new outlet for me, and yeah, it's just going great.
Well, and for me that is exciting because when I first met you, and I think I may have met you that first night or one of the first nights you were out here, because I remember it was probably Craig that said, oh, Scott, Brian, and I remember, and then you were there again, and I'm like, oh, well, who's this guy? He's the new guy, you know? And then I started to see you play. But yeah, that was first what I knew you. You did like some great Grateful Dead covers, and you did the Brent songs, and I teased you, do you do the Vince songs? And you said, yes, I do the Vince songs. And, you know, I'm that guy that actually likes Long, Long Way to Go Home. And, you know, not Wave to the Wind, Samba in the Rain.
I love Wave to the Wind, too.
Yeah, Wave to the Wind, too. But, you know, but anyways, I remember you doing those, and I remember actually when Phil was doing, for the 50th anniversary, going through each year and doing the recreation shows.
Yeah.
And there was a certain point where they were maybe in the early 80s, and it was getting to the Brent years, and Rob Baracco was there, and Baracco is great. There's no question about that. But it was almost like, gosh, we've got this home team guy Scott now, because you already had been there for a little bit, and I'm like, it'd be great, and I know that you just knocked that stuff out of the park. It'd be great to see you there. So I was really happy when
I was really
Phil
happy
started
too.
putting you into the Phil and Friends mix to do some of the Brent stuff and then some of the Vince stuff as they progressed through the years. For those of you that don't remember, Phil went through each year of the Grateful Dead and did a tribute show, picked out a show in kind of Dark Star Orchestra style, but with Phil's flair, did a recreation of a classic Grateful Dead show. And I think they did about 5 shows from '77 because just everybody loves '77. But anyways, it was great to see you in those roles. But that was still really what I knew you as doing. Like, you did the Grateful Dead stuff really well. But now I've heard a few songs that you've done yourself. I know you did one with David Gans recently.
Yeah.
You did a song, but even more exciting to me is that you have a songwriting credit with Robert Hunter.
That is really, really exciting to me as
I
well.
can only imagine. I mean, I'm just getting chills thinking about it. So tell us a little bit about that and how that happened.
Greg Anton, he had already written a song, so really he deserves way more credit than me, but he's very generous.
Aw, he's a good guy, Greg.
But
Greg Anton's the drummer from Zero and currently with the Rock Collection, as well as a bunch of other things, and Greg's Eggs and whatnot. But
Yeah, well, actually, let me back up. I played with John Kay, who
Mhm.
has been doing a song that Greg wrote with Robert Hunter a while back.
Mhm.
And John kind of put his own flair on it, and to steal your term, and then I had an idea after playing it a couple times with John that like I have some ideas to add to it, or maybe even change the tempo. I had some differing ideas that just kept popping in my head that I felt like this song has so much potential. John's version is awesome, by the way, but I thought maybe I could maybe give it my own flavor, and I hear these things that would maybe even sound better to me if I were to do it. So I got in touch with Greg, who I'd never really spoken to before, and said, hey, I love your song. I'm wondering how you feel if I came up with my own version of it. And Greg, for whatever reason, was just so inspired by the fact that somebody who's never really played with before. I think I may have played with him once before. Would reach out to him and want to do something like this, and he said, I've got a couple other songs that I wanted to work on that I've already written with Robert Hunter, but I think I could change a little bit, and wondered if you wanted to help. And I said, absolutely. So one thing led to another. We got together at his house. He's got a great little studio there, and we started working on a couple of tunes, and one of them I've been doing with the Casual Coalition that definitely in the end also shaped the sound and the form of the song, everybody else's input into it. But yeah, so it really developed into a really, really cool thing. Started as one way, turned into something else, and everybody's happy. And I get a song credit with Anton.
That's cool. Now, do you know, has Hunter heard it, or I mean, I know
couldn't
he's
tell
kind
you
of
if he's
reckless.
heard it. So, what I know, I've never met Hunter, and I know that the past few years he's not been able to be seen or reached at all. So I can almost guarantee you that he has not heard it. But
okay, just curious.
There's a chance.
There's someone I know
We're friends on Facebook.
that lives down the street from him and says he sees him walking his dog.
Yeah, that's probably
That's
as
about
much as you can
all
see.
That's the only Robert Hunter report I've had in the last couple of
I've
years.
heard that too.
Yeah, I see him walking his dog. So I'm like, well, that's good.
But Greg and Hunter are very close
Mhm.
and haven't seen each other for a few years for whatever reason. So.
Yeah. So he's always kind of been a scratch my head why he's never showed his face at Terrapin, although I guess there's all sorts of reasons unbeknownst to me.
Who knows?
But
Complicated guy.
Yeah. Well, just because I know he's local, I mean, I adore Robert Hunter, and the last time he did his solo tour, which was already like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
But I loved every minute of it, and I wish I could have gone to every
I think it's
show.
so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear the songs, some of the Grateful Dead songs that were, his original intention of how they were supposed to sound.
Yeah, which
so
is
it's really
sometimes
interesting.
so different. And
Very
he's
different.
Such a different personality the way he presents the songs.
Yes.
But yeah, you guys, if you haven't seen Robert Hunter live, go look that up on YouTube. There's a lot of footage out there, and the guy's it might not be your cup of tea if you're used to the Grateful Dead versions of
Right, I was
his
going to
songs.
say, go with
but,
no expectations.
yeah, but I
especially no
love
Grateful
it.
Dead
So
expectations.
yeah, so that was just exciting when I realized that you were like doing a song with him. And I know lots of people have written songs with him, and Papa Molly also has some new stuff coming out that he's like, because he writes with Hunter via email, and I don't know, it could have been stuff that Hunter sent him years ago because they worked with each other in Seven Walkers, but that's a different conversation. Well, cool. So now you're part of Casual Coalition, and you're also, what else are you doing? You're in a lot of
What
bands.
am I not doing?
Yeah, you travel back and forth across the country all the time.
Yeah.
You live in airports, and
Yes. It's a really exciting rock and roll life.
so I know, like I saw you with well, Skull and Roses with a lot of things, but with Zach Nugent's Disco Dead.
Yep.
That was fun and different, and that was a whole different kind of.
That's a blast. I love playing with Zach. We've got a couple more things coming up.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, his schedule's shifting a little bit, I guess.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a few more shows there, but
Yes.
well, that's cool. And what else do you have coming up? You have
I'll be at High Sierra
oh, who are you playing with at High Sierra?
with all the stuff that Sean Leahy's doing with Guitar Mageddon.
Oh, okay.
Which is
Very
really
good,
nice of
very
him
good.
to include me in, so that'll be
Yeah.
really exciting. We're doing some workshops in the mornings. We're doing a Led Zeppelin set. We're doing a Woodstock set. All sorts of cool stuff.
Oh, I'm excited. Well, I'll be there the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And for those of you who don't know, High Sierra Music Festival in Quincy, California next weekend. And I highly recommend it. I tell everybody to go to this festival, even if you don't know who's playing, because it's really like the best fest in the West. It's just so good. Nice people, very kind. It's the way a festival should be, really. And, I've been to lots of festivals on both coasts. And this is how it should be. It's so mellow, it's so nice. And then the music. There's always just amazing music. I always end up finding 5 new favorite bands at High Sierra, and so many great things. So I'm excited. I didn't know you were going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm excited now.
I didn't know I was going to be there either.
Yeah. Have you been to High Sierra before?
This will be my first time.
Oh, great. Oh, really happy. Well, you'll have a great time, I'm
So
sure.
I hear,
Looking
yeah.
forward to seeing you. Back, and both of you, didn't mean to shut you up, Craig.
That's
I'll
okay.
figure out this talk show format eventually, like 10 years watching Letterman, oh, he had one guest at a time. That was... So, what are you guys doing? I know you have a gig tonight with the Casual Coalition, which is why I was able to get you guys in here, because it's not far from the Deadheadland Home Studios, our
Right down the
top
street.
secret location. So tell us your gig tonight, and then what else is coming up for you guys?
Who are you talking to? Craig?
Either one of you.
Take it away, Craig.
Yeah, we played tonight over at Iron Springs, Fairfax location. It's one of the best breweries around. Michael Altman's the owner. He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're playing there tonight, and then we're doing a gig next month at Terrapin with Scott Law.
Mm-hmm.
He's a frequent Casual Coalition member. We just got done playing the We Chica Festival out in Sonoma. We've been doing the Basement Tapes, Bob Dylan and the band. We learned the entire album they put out in, 74 or 75 of the Basement Tapes. And then it was brought to our attention that there's 100 more songs that were recorded during that whole session. So we started slowly learning, we still are learning, some of the other ones too. Which are really cool tunes. And then hopefully we've been talking with the promoter for that event, Folkia events, and we're going to be doing hopefully a tour of the Basement Tapes, hopefully throughout California. And we kind of throw our own improvisational twist on them, so they're not just like the record. They're there's sections where we open it up a little bit and kind of deadify it, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah.
Well, that sounds cool. And you did a bunch of festivals, right? You did
We did the Hypnic. That was 2 weeks prior to We Chica. Is that how you say it?
Honestly, every time I see it in my
Wachika?
Facebook feed, I don't want to say it out loud because I don't know how to say it. And
Yeah.
so I feel better now that you've played this thing a couple of times and you
I've
know
heard
how to say it.
Wachika and We Chica. It's one of the two.
It's
Wachika.
HUIC. Anyways.
It's out of the Gunlock Bunchu, which is another hard name to say.
Yes.
Winery out in Sonoma, and it's a really cool festival. It's been going on for 10 years now, and it's our first time playing festivals, so fun to get our foot in the door.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would imagine so. And
Yeah.
people probably really digging it too, I would think.
Yeah, our basement. We did 2 sets. We did an original set on one of the days, and then the basement tape set on. We were the last band to play on Friday night, I think, or was it Friday?
I think so.
Yeah, Friday night, and we had a really big crowd for that, so it was really nice. So yeah, that was all through Fokia, which is a great promotional
Mm-hmm.
company.
They promote a lot of good artists locally, and
Yeah.
they're just kind of Northern California, Bay Area based, or are they?
Mostly California
Yeah.
in general, but the Huichica Festival is actually now there's an East Coast version of it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's actually pretty soon, if not happened already. It might be in August.
Because I know Folkia, but I don't know. I might actually, but I don't know who the people are who run it. But I mean, I see their name, and all the artists always playing their events are always the people that I like. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
and
think
I,
they
and
might
I
have
know
just
they're
done
local.
that Rick Wakeman show.
Yep.
Yeah, that's big.
Rick Wakeman.
Yeah.
Where's he playing?
Speaking of yes and Iron-Ons.
Yeah. what about Rick Wakeman? I missed
I don't know if it happened yet, and I'm not
It
sure
might
where
be
it
the
is.
chapel.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
Rick
that's
Wakeman at the chapel?
That would be
think so.
appropriate too, huh?
I think so. And then their Benmont Tench is also folk, and that's coming to Terrapin
That is.
in a couple weeks.
Can we get him in here for an interview?
I'll work on it.
You know, he might remember. I doubt it. He used to be a customer of mine when I was a video clerk at Tower Records Video on Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks back in the 80s.
Oh wow.
And he was just this guy, Ben Tench. Ben.
Hmm.
And I didn't know who the heck he was, but he kind of liked my taste in movies. So he would, every week when he'd come in to rent his movies, there's a VHS tapes from the 80s. And he'd say, hey, so what's cool? What kind of good movies do you recommend? And after a few months, I was like, hey, so who are you? What do you do? He goes, oh, I play keyboards. I'm like, oh, really? Where? Oh, this little band, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
It's a little bit, it's not a big
Like, and then I was embarrassed because I'm like, oh, I've seen you, and I didn't know who you were. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I'm excited to see him at Terrapin.
He's
so,
gonna be great.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. That all spawned out of Benmont playing with Phil a couple months ago,
Uh-huh.
and yeah.
Right, and I remember reading that he had such a he had said what a phenomenal experience he had playing
Yeah.
for that audience. And
I don't know if anyone out there has seen the China doll from that show, but it's incredible.
Mhm.
It's really, and Benmont sang it, and it was really, really good.
I'll try to dig up a video and post it. I'm sure somebody
Yeah.
somebody shot that. Jay Moskowitz or somebody.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so I want to ask you guys a lot of other questions and kind of get off track from music.
Okay.
But I know you guys have a gig later tonight too. So I
Oh,
don't.
we get time.
You got time?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go somewhere else. What interests you other than music? And this is to me an interesting question because most of my musician friends are just so. What do you like that's not music, Scott? What do you do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing at all.
Nothing? Well, you've got a family,
I've got a family.
so that's
yeah.
pretty. That keeps you busy.
It keeps me busy,
Yeah.
and even that is really all focused around the music thing.
Well, because that's what keeps you going.
That's what keeps me going.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
I also like ice cream and pizza.
Ice cream and pizza. Okay. What about you, Craig? What's your reality? What's your world or your thoughts? I'm just trying to.
Lately it's been traveling.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just went to Italy not too long ago and went to Amsterdam for the first time. And I just really like traveling. It's something I didn't really do too much in my younger years. I mean, I traveled in the United States much, but
Mhm.
never outside the borders.
Yeah.
And going over to Europe. Right before then, I went to Scotland and England, and it was really, really fun. Yeah.
Craig would probably be disappointed if I didn't add this. I'm really into documentaries.
Documentaries?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Now this is like what kind of documentaries? Like any
Oh, you
documentary?
name it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any documentary, doesn't matter.
Well, it's funny because
Some of the things that you think would be the least interesting topic become the most riveting things to watch.
that's funny. I have a habit like that I like to read magazines for subjects of something I'm not interested in,
Yeah.
just because it gives you a whole peek into this like world of like
Of
all the
course.
people that are into this
Yeah,
thing
you
that
go,
would read this magazine.
Wow, people are into
Yeah,
this.
but there aren't that many magazines anymore. It used
People
to be
are into
like a
building
thing.
their own little helicopters.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. It's fun. It was funny because I was trying to get off music, and I like to watch music documentaries a lot. Actually, I've
Me
been really
too.
into like watching a lot of punk rock documentaries about like the early punk scene, the Clash, and saw a great thing about Stiff Records and stuff. I don't know. Back to music. I like music documentaries.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too. Those are
But
probably
yeah.
my favorite.
yeah. Cool. All right. Well, this is the part of the show where I realized I'm not that prepared of a host. I should have like had better questions and little shticks for you guys to do and comedy bits, and you know, those guys on TV they've been doing this longer and they got staffs, and I'm a one man team here, but
Doing a great job.
yeah. But I appreciate y'all coming on, and
Yeah.
so the reminder that they're playing tonight at Iron Springs in Fairfax at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
and it's free.
Yep.
Right.
At the rhythm section of JGB.
Yeah.
Can't lose.
Really. Pete and JP from JGB, pretty solid there. Pete's pretty amazing, himself. I actually, one of the reasons I didn't have Pete here is Pete's like a whole 10-part interview into himself. That guy just knows so much about so many things, and
he's written like multiple books.
He's written books. He's a fascinating human being. I've seen him give lectures at the Grateful Dead Scholar Symposium and stuff.
Oh yeah,
he
knows his stuff.
Yeah, fascinating guy. Really nice guy too. And all sorts of he knows all sorts of quirky things about little details of people in the music business and stuff. It's just you can get into so many conversations with him. But yeah. So that's tonight. But before you guys played the show tonight, I was hoping you'd play for Deadheadland.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is they're going to go out to their instruments, which are outside by the Deadheadland live stream. And then I'll give them a minute or two to set up, and then I'll follow you guys with the cameras, and we'll come listen to some music outside.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for
Brian.
having us.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Studio audience out there. Okay, now I'll just vamp with some comedy and stuff, and
no commercials. That's
Nope.
the best part.
no commercials. Well, not yet. I'm working on advertisers. That would actually
Like
be
I said,
really,
that's the best
really quite awesome to have some advertisers. We're working on that. But all right. Just making sure that y'all are still here and watching. All right, there's a few people watching us. So,
Back from
Scott,
the water.
Oh, he's gonna get his water. So this is the commercial part of the show. Oh, see, we have a commercial. It's me and my co-host here, Ichabod. So giving them just a little bit of time to set up, and I'll carry you guys out there to watch them play. But just want to remind you that I'm now taking orders for the Deadheadland t-shirts, and that's how I keep this all going. I actually have a lot of great ideas for what to do with this idea I have of the Deadheadland show, and I know lots of musicians put Ichabod down. Ichabod, he's an old movie actor, and I thought I'd give him some new work. He used to be, remember Monty Python? You might remember his famous line, "It's only a flesh wound." Anyways. So, anyways, I have lots of great ideas for what I want to do with this Deadheadland TV show, and if you buy a few t-shirts, that's going to kind of give me the budget to help do this. I also have a Patreon campaign, patreon.com, patreon.com/Deadheadland. And if you wanted to support Deadheadland, the live streaming that we do, as well as it's all me, live streaming from Deadheadland, as well as future episodes of the Deadheadland show. I'd actually like to develop this into a regular thing. Kind of my version of the We're Here. I know a lot of musicians. A lot of them live right in the vicinity here, passing through town because they've got a gig at Terrapin or a gig in Fairfax or in San Francisco. So I'd like to give them an opportunity to come over here and do what these guys are going to do, play a couple songs for us in my backyard. Anyways, if you buy a t-shirt or if you subscribe for $1 a month or something, that's going to help me do these things. And if you don't do those things, it's okay. Please come watch the show anyways, because we're doing it free on the internet. And please share it with all your friends. And I appreciate those of you that have bought shirts or that occasionally make a contribution or have subscribed to the show. What I've done in the past, it actually really helps. And from my heart, I thank you for doing that. And sounds like those guys are ready out there. So I'm going to actually just pick you up the camera here and just carry you out. And we'll go out and see what they're playing out there. Let's see what these guys are going to put down for us out here. All right, here. These are my gardens out here. I'm growing tomatoes and pumpkins and cucumbers and things like that. And the one camera here that's on YouTube, we'll see if it has a strong enough signal out here in the backyard. There you go. And then this one will be just fine.
Which one should we look at?
No, don't look at the cameras.
Alright.
How we doing?
Doing good.
Oh no. That doesn't sound good. No, we just lost the signal here. So we're only going to be on this one here.
Alright.
So there you go. That works. All right. Come right over here.
Sure.
There you go. And all right, ladies and gentlemen, C-Mac and Goobs from the Casual Coalition.
These are both original songs.
There's time to grow. A time like this, I've never known. Just that I don't want to, 'cause I can't let this go. I'm staying here in San Anselmo. Once in a while, find your way. California sun is shining bright. From the day I heard that sound, swore I was West Coast bound, and it seems to me that now the time is right. Stranger things have happened
And it's just pointing one hand clapping, but that was awesome. Thank you guys.
The point?
Yeah.
Is it true that the fables are turning into everyday life? A real turn of the tables, sneaking up on your blind side. Your eyes never let you out. I'm calling you on your bluff, 'cause I've reached the point where I've finally had enough. Like a prisoner, serving out the rest of his life. Never shout at your listeners, trying to get your advice. Don't count on them to be on your side, 'cause I know that the road is rough, and I've reached the point where I finally had enough. I've reached the point where I finally had enough. I never thought I'd lose my mind, but the lunatics have taken over. Give me good old isolation, because the ignorant are getting older. Don't want luck to be on your side, 'cause I know that the road is rough, and I've reached the point where I finally had enough. I've reached the point where I finally had enough. I've reached the point where I finally had enough.
That's it.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
tuning in, people.
Yeah.
All
Thanks
right.
for having us, Brian.
All right. Well, thanks. Well, that's it. This is my friends Craig and Scott from the Casual Coalition, and thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we'll see you at Iron Springs
Good
See you
later
at
tonight.
Deadheadland.
Be there.
Thanks, Deadheadland.
You're welcome. All right. How do I turn this thing off? Damn it.